I am not exactly on time. That's because I'm fashionably late. Can't you tell by this glorious hair poof that I am a fashionista and it takes time to make myself look this pretty. So please forgive me. All right. Well, welcome to Framework Fortune and welcome back, Framework Fortune community. Got some interesting stuff going on in the market. My swing trade on ISIG worked out really well. ISIG having this big pop up this morning to 30, so I was able to lock that 10 shares out and 29 something. And I bought in yesterday there. So that 10 shares, this thing running $9, I was able to make, actually it ran about $10. But I was able to pull out $82 in profits off of that 110 share play. So that's nice there. Currently I am in SOPA again. SOPA was looking like it wanted to start going there. I did jump in 30 shares looking for the break of 15. It failed. Now we are forming this triangle. You can see this big ugly triangle on the 15-minute and the 5-minute. And actually it's starting to break a little bit possibly. We'll see. SPY having a little dump off. I'm not too surprised by that. It's been trying to push for new highs. It's about time for a little pullback. Let's see, we got TCAT getting a little random pop there. Just a little pump and dump. We'll keep an eye on it. BFRI back up climbing again. That's pretty much all I got on my scanners. It's worth anything. Now, since ISIG did run, I do want to keep an eye on it. That's cracked. For another possible run. But we'll see. If this 15-minute can close green over the body of this doji, then we could see it possibly pop back up. Oh, SOPA's starting to break out some here. Go ahead and move the stop. I'm going to go ahead and add 10 more to SOPA. Let's see if this thing really starts ripping. So I got 40 shares here. I ain't holding nothing. I've been taking losses left and right the last 2 weeks because all I've been doing is holding plays too long. So first little pop we get out of this, I'm taking it. Unless it doesn't pop. It looks like it's going to try to at least. A lot of resistance in that 1550 area that we got to break. See AERC, that's not doing anything. VZI, my other swing is down some, but this is damn near low of the year, so I'm going to hold a little bit longer. RELI not doing anything. Inbot with that good news still not doing anything. Oh, wait a minute now. I just saw ISIG pop up real quick. Or not ISIG, SOPA. I just saw it pop up. Yeah, just had that pop up to 1550 tested now. Let's see if you can break on out here, you bad boy. So there's a lot of resistance here. Check that 1 hour. Okay, so we do. So if we do break 1550 and 16, then we have some major resistance at 1637. We did just break cleanly through 1550. Let's see if it keeps going here. Very nice. Coming up to 16 now. Are we going to get a nice big breakout here? If we break 16 on this first touch, it'd be extremely strong. Let's see, let's go in this 1 minute real quick and see there. Good morning, Jason. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Jason. Oh, I said that. Good morning, Lightning Rick. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Lori Lee. Yep, I am in SOPA, Lightning Rick. You are on point right now with calling out SOPA. And we're starting to break over that 16 area to 1620. See if we're going to keep ripping or not. So we're struggling with 16, but the ask is all the way up at 1620. Oh, no, that just came down. Let's see if we can break this 16. If we can't break 16, I'm locking out. Matter of fact, let's take a little 10 piece off real quick while we're testing there. I got 30 left of this. Let's see if it keeps ripping. Remember though, look at that 15 minutes. 1635 is going to be strong resistance. We're touching it right now. You can see 1640 ask. Yep. You know, we're getting a little bit of finagling going on here. See if it holds 16 as support. Boy, the spread is wild right now. We keep going from 5 to 10 cent spread to a 20-cent spread. I know I just said I was going to lock this out. I didn't think it was going to pull back that quick. Let's give it a chance here to try to come back up one more time. That may be it though. You know, that could have been it. That was strong resistance at 1650. We'll see here. Either way, what's my average? 15.17. I'm putting a stop loss above my entry for this last 30 shares. Well, shit, it's coming down right now. Let's see, hold on. Let me examine some times here. When did that come down to? 15.18. So it came down right above my entry. Yeah, whatever. I'm still going to put this stop loss in. If I get stopped out in the green, oh well, better than a loss. See, ISIG still coming down some. Let me get out of this minute chart. I forgot I was in that minute chart. Back into the 5-day, 5-minute. Yeah, I don't know, I keep looking at VUZI. MBOT getting a little bounce up there. TCAT trying to test 5. Let me look at this on the year. I got the 50-day there above it at 5. So there's a lot of strength, a lot of resistance. This other C-pop, this one's not doing anything. ISIG still selling off. Alright, SOPA so far holding up. Bam. There we go. Yeah, not looking too bad. If it breaks back above 1550, SOPA will be fine. XRP, nothing really going on there either. Yeah, no kidding, Jason Ball. $10 is $10. This market's been so choppy and unpredictable. So I went and locked it in on ISIG, and while like I said, I should have locked it in at the top there and just waited to get back in this. But either way, I'm not going to take a loss on this more than likely. I got my stop loss 5 cents above my entry price. So no matter what, I should be green. It's just not going to be very much green if it does crack. But, you know, only took 40 share position, so it's not the hugest position. See, MBOT's making a decent little U shape here. I'll keep an eye on MBOT. MBOT is bullish above all the EMAs and did have some of the best news this week, and so far held up. So if we start to see it come up to 850, we may get a U shape break there. Okay, SOPA's trying to hold up still, so good there at the moment, unless this candle drops below 1520. Then it could come all the way back down to 15. Yep. So $10 profit on that one. Puts me up to 91 on the day so far here. Let's see, what was that one? MBOT. Oh, yeah. Interesting. I know H&H was swinging this. I don't know if he's still swinging it with that little dip it had this morning. I'd imagine he's still holding it, but you look on the higher time frame though. What we got here? What is this beautiful pattern that's been forming this week? Look at that. There's the resistance line. Where's our support line at? About 775 it looks like. Yeah. Beautiful. So that very well could be a possible play here soon. Because that is towards the end of the tip of the triangle. We just need to see more of a pattern form. Let's see, SOPA's pulled back. Let's see if it can hold 15. If SOPA starts to hold 15 and curl around, I may look for position there. Let's see, ISIG. Trying to find some support at like 24. Possibly could be another play. Yeah, C-Pop is just selling off. I'm taking that out. There's a little pump and dump. No news on it. Just giving up. That's what we're seeing a lot of this weekend. A lot of pump and dump. So look at that. TCAT is still on this uptrend. This is a past ripper too. I just don't like it because it's below the 200. But this thing has made some nasty moves in the past. Just not bullish on the daily chart. Like I said, that 50 day is at 523. So even if we break 5, we're going to run into that 50 day as resistance possibly. There we go. And BFRI is still on its daily uptrend. Testing it today. Came down to that 750 area close. Had a nice bounce off. I don't know if it's going to do much else. Wonder if I can get a quick scalp off of you. see if it went from 480. I like this 5-minute chart. I don't like the daily, but I like the 5-minute. Okay, let's see the 15-minute. 15-minute, a little sketchier. We could drop, if we drop this below this trend line, we could come all the way down to 432 where the 10-day moving average is. My concern is it's just going to hit $5 and just crack. I just don't like. This is like the same play I've been trying to play every week where we got an uptrend into resistance and then they just crumble afterwards. So I don't know if I want to trade it or not. SOPA starting to find some support again at that 15. If 15 holds, we may take an entry here. You see the I just don't like this big wick. Go ahead and remove that. Move that line too, because we're just following this 10 days so far. I'd rather it come back down to the 10-day, but it may not. Let's give that candle a few minutes to close. ISIG still nothing yet, but very close. Possibly breaking back over the trend line, but I want to see it come back up to 25. Inbot, so not quite a U shape. Looks like it's going to try. Well, in the 15 minutes, still could be a U shape. Oh, T-Cat, you're going to tempt me, aren't you? You're going to tempt me. There's no news on this, so this is very pumpy. Testing at $5 now. I just hit a new high a day, but let's see. Like I said, that 50 days at 523, 525. Give that a little bit of time. It looks like it may try to rip, but I'm just very skeptical. I see $5 still holding up as resistance. I really don't want to buy right at that resistance. The 4 hour. Let me look at the 1 hour. We still got 30 minutes on this 1 hour, so this actually, SOPA still could very easily rip again. And you see T-Cat really struggling. ISG holding up 24 so far. FOI is on a decent little uptrend. Energy stock, very low float though. Let's put that on watch. No news, but been slowly climbing up. How's this look on the daily chart? Ooh, beautiful daily chart. I like this a lot. I like it a lot. I'll start a little position on this. Got 30 shares there at that 425. But this daily chart looking very good. It's been downtrending all year until it just hit this $1.90 low. Either had a gap up or some type of split, reverse split. But it's been slowly climbing up. 10-day just crossed over the 200-day. And it's been trying to slowly push up to 5. Had one big pop up to 5, but I like that. It's bullish on the daily chart. See if I can continue to climb or not. Because I mean, if it drops a little bit more, I may add. There's some support at 410 as well. And then $4, of course, is going to be some more support. Oh, ISIG breaking this downtrend here. I'm going to pop 10 shares on ISIG again. Let's see if it can start going again. It may or not. We don't know yet. It's got to confirm this break of this trend. But 10 shares is a little pop, so I'm not too concerned about it. If it cracks below 23.56, 23.50, it's going to be done. So maybe it gave us a little fake out breakout there. Yeah, it needs to get back above 24 and hold. There is a little uptrend since pre-market though. You draw that uptrend, it's about right like that. Give that a second. How is EFOI doing? EFOI is still slowly creeping up that little trend line. SOPA cracking 15, giving up there. MBOT still a possible play. I like the way MBOT looks too. ISIG may be done. It's really giving a strong test to that trend line. Let's go back into the 15 minutes, see where we're at. Yeah, so we got the trend line and the 10-day right here. This should be pretty strong support. But if it doesn't hold here, it could drop all the way down to the 50-day at 20 bucks. So I'm not willing to risk too much more on this. Should at least see some type of little bounce off of this area. Good morning, Lauren. Good morning, One Life. So TCAT's still slowly climbing. Struggling with that 50-day moving average still, but it is bullish looking. I just don't know if it's going to break that. I really don't. Kind of makes me nervous. Alright, come on ISIG. If you're going to turn around, let's turn around here. I ain't trying to be holding positions too long right at the moment. Looks like we may sell off there. Good morning, Jose. Good morning, Simple Life. Just pushing down. See where's that bottom? 23.19. Just looking for this minute chart. See where we dojied out there. Looks like we may doji out. Well, we still got time on this. No? Let's see. What? Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm on the 1 minute chart. Just want to see if it's going to push back up off of this 10-day or not. It's trying. See, FOI dropping below that trend line a little bit. Actually, let me redraw my trend line on the 15 minute, and that should be more accurate. There we go. And I'm just going to put, oh, there we go. Nice pop back up over 24. So, looks like we may come back up here. We may get that bounce I was looking for. If you can hold 24 as support. See, right now we just have bids at 23.88 area. Okay, they're starting to step up. There we go. 5,000 share buyer coming in on $24. So on this 15 minute where we're dojing out, which we have 2.5 minutes left. So this indecision, this smashed little candle here, can signal a trend reversal if it stays smashed right at that support area. Now, of course, if we start turning red and dipping down under 23.25 or something, then it's not going to be a reversal. But we are close to reversing trends and heading back up. EFOI is still alright. TCAT might get a pop. It's trying. It's really trying to get through. You can see smashing right into that 50-day right now. Now, if it does break, it has some room to move. It could get up to 6. I kind of want to see a little bit more of a pullback, though. SOPA, all right, SOPA's looking good. SOPA with a nice uptrend started now. Like that little doji star. Let's grab 10 more of SOPA. See if SOPA starts going again. ISIG back over 24. But needs to get over 24.50. Or really back over 25. Once it breaks over 25, it could try to push to 30 again. Wouldn't mind to see EFOI come back to 4. EFOI barely has any volume, but I'm probably going to swing that. That very low float and that nice daily chart pattern, that could pop again at any time. ISIG back over 2450, so it looks like we're going to try to get a test of 25 here soon. That did just get a little rejection at 2450, so still not ready yet. Looks good on the 15 though. Ah, look at that. TCAT getting rejected hard off that 50-day. That's what I was concerned about and why I did not want to trade it. Now look how ugly this is starting to look. TCAT possibly about to dump here. Oh yeah, how's MBOT doing? Let's keep an eye on MBOT. MBOT still possibly making that U shape up. So that's definitely one. Oh, look at there, starting to break. I don't think I have enough to get 10 of it. I'll grab 5 of it. I'll grab 5 shares. We're just going little today on several different plays. Just to see if we can pull some more profits out of the market. See if MBOT starts going, because this is a lovely, lovely U shape on the 15 minute. This is just perfect. A lot of possible plays though that could start moving again, like ISIG if it breaks 25, SOPA if it breaks back over 1550, EFIO if it starts moving up again and it can get over like 450. We can see that possibly start to move. Let's see, what am I missing here? Every time I buy in, it sinks. What exactly? So if your problem is every time you buy in a stock it sinks, then you gotta get some better entries. Like right now, the market conditions are not great, not a lot of predictability. So I'm trying to get all my entries at support. That's why I entered both of these near support on SOPA. SOPA though, wait a minute. Okay, there you go. I was going to say now, hold on now. It started to look like it was about to crack. Same thing with ISIG where I bought it yesterday and then bought it here today on that trend line. Now, if you're buying at support levels, strong support levels, and trend line plays and stuff, and they're still sinking, you know, it could just be that you're just jumping in the wrong plays right now because, like I said, predictability is not really here this week. We've got only tomorrow left of the stock market open, and then next week starts a whole brand new year, so you know, I would expect next week to be a little different than this choppy, pump and dump, unpredictable market. Let's see. Oh, EFOI has a stock, has a shelf registration. Well, that could be a problem. If they have a shelf registration, that means that they can sell shares at any time and drop the price of this. So that is a bit concerning. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Keep a very close eye in it or on it. See, Mbot's still trying to break that 850. But I only went 5 shares on Mbot. This one I did buy at the breakout, but very low risk. Only 5 shares. So, I mean, even if it runs up to 10, I'm not going to make that much on it. Only make probably 10, 15 bucks. But I'm just trying to pull any little bits I can get. ISIG, let's see. Let's go ahead and delete that. Still right on the trend line. See, the SPY is still going sideways. What does the SPY look like? Interesting. SPY at the moment kind of dojian. Huh. Good morning. BBJ said MFIN. Yeah, so Michelle, that's what I'm saying. Like right now, to be honest, averaging down is not a good idea because once things start cracking, we've seen they usually just keep cracking this last little, couple of weeks. Even SOPA may give up here. But SOPA, you see where my entries were on that original play. So if you bought in too high, if you bought up here, you bought way off of the support. Looks like I may be jumping out of SOPA here on my 5 shares. Yeah. So that's cracking. I'm just going to go ahead and cut that loss. So I'm still green on the original trade, but that trend line's going down. ISIG is still okay. Oh, wait a minute. Duh. Hold on, I got this other 5 shares. Forgot I had 10 of that one. Never mind. Alright. Whatever. The SPY is very interesting. Shoo, yeah, that's rough. Yeah, I mean if you lose that much money on a trade, then there's something wrong that you need to figure out. It's either, like I said, your entries. You definitely need to be using some stop losses. Letting it go down that far is very sketchy. I've been a bad example for you guys the last last 2 weeks. I've been holding a lot of plays I shouldn't be holding too long, and all of that. We got to get back to getting in and getting out, getting our little ATM withdrawals, and staying out of it. Yeah, Josie, for futures traders, man, the charts have been right. I'm just talking about as far as day trading in these intraday time frames, like these quick little pops and stuff. it's not been very predictable in this price range the last 2 weeks. Like today, we got multiple stocks that all could possibly rip, but who knows which one it's going to be at this point. But yeah, I know you've been having a blast with the volatility in the futures market with the SPY. And BBJ said oh yeah, MFIN. So MFIN was a dead cat bounce. It was way up here at $9, sold off to $3.50, and then has rebounded today so far, but it's rebounding about halfway up. I don't know how much more that dead cat can move. Let's see, what was the news on it? Plunge after SEC charges of schemes to boost stock price. Okay. So they have fraud charges. I'm not touching this for anything. I do not give two F's about this play. I am taking it off my watch list and out of my brain. I don't care if this thing runs to $500. I am not touching it. They have fraud charges with the SEC. If that is, well, that is the case. If this was to get halted at any time, it could turn into an investigation halt that could last for months, and your money will be locked up. So I don't want nothing to do with it. That's a risky trade to take. ISIG still holding. Trying to hold above 24. Yeah, exactly what Jose said. Cut losses quickly. That's what I said. I've been a bad example the last 2 weeks. I haven't been cutting losses quickly, but I'm done with that nonsense. At least for a while until I forget. I lose my mind a little bit again, and then I might be doing some crazy trades, but I've been getting eat up this last week and a half, so it's time to buckle down and just rip these profits right out of the market. Give me my ATM withdrawals, and if you ain't giving me a withdrawal, you ain't charging me anything but a fee. I ain't taking any big losses anymore, or at least I'm gonna try not to. Oh yeah, Josie, for sure about the oil. I was saying the same thing. I was saying oil was very low after that big run up, and that oil will definitely come back up. That's all assets. You see the same with gold and silver too. Those are coming back up. So you are not wrong, my friend. If anybody would have listened to you, I just don't like oil personally. I just don't like to trade oil stocks, and I still haven't got into trading futures. So I'm not trading an oil future. Even if I was in the futures, I don't know if I would trade an oil future. I probably would. But I don't know. Oil, that industry is so rigged and screwed up. So much politics involved. I just don't like it. Well, VGI making a little inverse head and shoulders pattern here, so that's probably going to have a rebound the rest of the day. There's a head there, shoulder here, so we're getting another leg up. Or arm up, I guess I should say. Let's see. Oh, don't know. No, I don't trade at the open. I don't usually trade until about 9 o'clock. The ISIG trade I got in yesterday. This was a swing trade. I bought it 10 shares at $20 after it held $20 support all day right through there. And it did have a little pop up, but I ended up holding it because I was looking for a lot more with that 10 shares, and it got the nice run up this morning. The other one that I was in early was SOPA. I did get in a little early as I was checking to see if ISG was all right. I did see that SOPA started slowly moving up and it's going to look like it's going to break 15, so I did jump in 30 shares there a little early on, but then I went about getting ready and all that for the stream and just held it up that trend line. So I mean that's the only position I took off a stream was just this first beginner position. Other than that, other than the ISG swing, which I was in yesterday, like I said, ISG might give up here. Let's see, 23. I'm just put a stop loss. Let's see, 24.41. 10 shares would be about $14. I don't know if I even want to risk $14. Let's see. Let's just put that stop loss right under 23.32, and if it cracks, it cracks. You take a little bit of profit from my. Oh, actually, we need to pull it down just a little bit more. There we go. It's right to the bottom of that wick. If it's going to continue up its uptrend, it's got to start holding 24. If not, if it can't hold 24 here, then you know, under 24 is starting to get below the downtrend. And shorters, just like there's quick longs or quick scalpers who do 5-minute scalps, there's shorters who also do 5-minute shorts. So you'll see on a trend line crack, this side of the trend line, those little shorters are like little steroided up piranhas that if they see blood at all, if they see this go red and crack below the trend line, those little piranhas will swarm and you get those big sell-offs. So it's important, you know, keep your losses tight. If the trend line cracks, you know, oh well, if you got your entry on the trend line and you got a stop loss right under the trend line, I mean, you're not risking very much at all, right? Yeah, I'm not risking hardly anything on this play. Even if I would have went 100 shares, which, you know, that would be $2,400. That'd be a bigger investment. Still, that loss would be relatively small. But it looks like it's going to keep climbing up there. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about with those piranhas. SOPA, as soon as it cracked, those damn shorting piranhas came in here, and they're like, blah, 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 blah. It's like, I said this before, it's been a while, but it's like Finding Nemo, the birds, and it's the same way going up, too. Like, it's just a herd mentality thing, where when you see the trend line crack here, all those shortened birds are going to come in going, mine, 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 and then they just start dumping the stock. And then on the opposite end, it can be the same thing. The longs come in, the quick long day traders, and they start seeing a pop up like this one right here at the beginning of the market for ISG. They're like, mine, 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 mine. So that's one way to think about the herd mentality in the market. The plays where you have a lot of people on them, a lot of volume on them. Up, EFOI with a little crack there. That trend line's cracked, so I'm going to go ahead and jump out of that, cut that little loss. You're not playing with these losses. I'm not going to do it. So now the only thing I have position left in is MBOT, which is just 5 shares. No big deal. Actually, I got to answer this question. Or answer this call. Give me just a few minutes. I'll be Okay. Let me get to some of these comments here. Where was I at? You're still holding Kala since you first joined the channel? Let's go. Let's go see what Kala's doing. Oh God. Yeah. See, this is a perfect example of why I don't like to trade things under the EMAs on the daily chart, because if they don't break above the 200 on the daily chart, they're not really bullish. You know, when I say bullish and bearish, and I'm talking about intraday on a time frame, like BFRI right now is bullish on the intraday. It's moving up right now. It's pointing up. And then you look at the daily chart, it's bullish on the daily chart as well. So it's like two confirmations of bullishness. Whereas if you trade something, let's see, what was one? VUZI. This one is very bearish. I realize the swing is very bearish, and the same thing that happened to you with Kala could potentially happen to me on this play, because we are at very, very bottom support, right? And we are under those EMAs. So I'm the very last line of support for this 1 year daily chart is like this. Whoops, what the hell? Oh, I got these stupid lines. It's like right here, right where we're holding up. So if it cracks below that, I'm done with it, because then it could just continue to sell off. But this thing has been bearish since April. So it's been bearish 8 months now. And like I said, I've done I know about this company quite a bit, so it's not a normal trade for me where it's a day trade where I don't know about the company at all and I don't care or none of that. I've done research on this stock quite a bit. But even so, if it doesn't hold this line, I got to cut that loss. If not, I could be in that position of Kala continuing to drop. But I've been thinking of a metaphor in my head for you guys. ISIG is just barely holding that trend line, but still holding. MBOT still not sure what that's going to do, but those are my only two positions at the moment. Let's go into a different chart. Let's go into the charts. Or maybe it's trade I've got it on. Let me fix this. There we go. And I don't want any EMAs. I don't want anything to distract you guys on this chart here. All right. So, MBOT, that's the 15-minute. Let's look at the daily chart. Perfect. Now, when we're trading, besides the indicators, besides all of that extra stuff, I always use the metaphor as think about it's people, it's price action, it's all of that. And that is all 100% accurate. We're just trading people. But for a simpler understanding of price action and where to take entries and exits at, I want you to think about these charts with nothing on them. We got nothing on them. We have no moving averages, no trend lines, anything. When you look at a chart pattern, think about it as a roller coaster, okay? And that can be on the daily chart, can be on the 5-minute. When you're going to go get on a roller coaster at a theme park, do you climb up the side of a mountain and jump on the top of the roller coaster before it's starting to go down? Like, that is dangerous. If you were to climb up and jump like to the very top of the 100-story slow build-up ramp and you're like, oh, I'm skipping the line. I'm just climbing up the sides and jumping on top there. Well, of course, the roller coaster, once it gets to the top, is going to come back down. So look at it as a roller coaster. You don't want to be you don't want to be getting on the damn roller coaster at the top. You want to be in line, getting in, you're in line, you're sitting down the roller coaster, you put your nice little harness on, that's your stop loss, but you're at the bottom floor right here. This is the start of the ride on this chart. So we get in there, we're nice and safe. We're not climbing anything. We've got everything all ready to go. Maybe even have a little beer there we're finishing off. It's nice and comfy down here. Then the ride starts to go up. And we go up and we go up and we go up and we go up. Well, now we're done with this ride because we don't want to ride it all the way back down. We want to cut our roller coaster rides at the top. So you want to be in your seat for the roller coaster before it starts to take off. You don't want to be jumping in at the top, climbing on the sides of the whole roller coaster tracks and all of that. So hopefully that metaphor brings a little clarity. We'll go back over to the charts here. And just like on, let's see, what's a good example to use? TCAT. TCAT. The roller coaster ride, back through here, even previously there, on this intraday chart on the 5-minute. If you got in back here, you're sitting there getting your harness on, getting everything ready to go. You're nice and comfortable. Roller coaster starts climbing up that hill. And then as soon as it starts to come back down, we want to hop out of there. We want to get out of that ride. We don't want to ride it back down. Ride's over. So then we would wait until the roller coaster drops back down to get back on the ride. So it's dropped back down and it's possibly on TCAT almost safe, but we don't know for sure. It's actually a head and shoulders pattern, but it is below that downtrend at the moment. But this could just be one of those little roller coaster loops that looks like it's going to drop some and then it comes back up. But we don't know until it confirms. So it does not matter the time frames. This roller coaster ideology is going to work. So that's the 15-minute BFRI. If you got down here at the bottom of the support, the bottom of this trend line, well, you were nice and safe on the roller coaster, ready to go before it even took off. And this may be one, this is starting to form a little triangle here. So at that 875 area, I'm drawing this out just so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. If this 875 can hold as support, well, that's a new entry on the roller coaster. You're right. We didn't get in up here, but maybe there's a second staircase or a second place where you can get on the roller coaster right here if it confirms that support. See, ISIG is starting to crack, not looking too good here. Starting to lose that trend line. We are still above the 10-day on the 15-minute though. So as long as it's above that 10-day, it's okay. But you can see just a lot of selling pressure. Pushing it, trying to push it down below this trend line. So we're very close to those little piranhas, those little birds, those shorter birds coming in here. All right. Oh yeah. I've got a trading psychology video I'm putting out today. It'll be out today at some point. So I'm still doing lessons. I've covered a lot of stuff and several different strategies and stuff in the lessons. So I mean, I like to keep things simple. I really don't want a lesson library of 100 lessons or 100 classes because that's just too much, And I'm already live streaming 5 days a week, so I constantly am talking and giving lessons during these live streams most of the time, or answering questions. So um, I'm still putting out lessons. They're just not going to come out as fast as they originally were. But I am thinking about redoing some of those lessons now that I've grown as a trader myself. Because a lot of the 2019 lessons still good, but a lot of that focused on VWAP trading, which I don't have a problem with VWAP trading at all. Hal still uses VWAP. It has its uses, no matter what other people argue about it. If you like it, and it works for you to make profit, and who cares what anybody else says. But yeah, I went away from the VWAP quite a bit just because I'm trying to focus more on the price action and reading just people instead of having to rely on indicators. So I've been doing that the last 2 years, just constantly watching charts, watching the price movement. So that's why I came up with the roller coaster idea, is because it pretty much encapsulates it. You don't want to jump on the top of the roller coaster like that. It'd be dangerous. Yeah, simple life. That's probably a good idea. Don't trade Chinese stocks. The Chinese stock market and their economy right now is crazy. So is ours in America, but the Jerome Powell, the Federal Reserve, they're going to do everything in their power to try to keep the stock market from dropping here. I don't think in the long run they're going to be successful, but so far, I mean, if you want to call it success, the SPYs have been hitting all-time highs back to back to back. Valuations are skyrocketed. Inflation's pushing a lot of these prices up. They're just overvalued stocks for the most part. Let's see if ISIG can hold up here. I'm actually going to move. I may just cut this loss. No, the 10-day is still right there. I'm going to move the stop loss up some, though. Let's put it up 23.49. Just so I'm risking as least as possible, because we are green on the day. No reason to give back any profits. I'm on the 15 minute on both of these. Well, actually, it's 10:30. We'll just stay on the 15 minute for now. BFRI is still in that consolidation triangle. Let's see, where was I at? If AMI is trying to claw itself out of the grave, we'll throw it on the watch list. I'll take a look at it. Yeah, Josie's our expert futures trader. Y'all will hopefully start seeing more of Josie here soon on the website and possibly the Discord. I don't know if we got enough comments on that live stream yesterday after the live stream or not. Remember, we needed 10 comments. I'll check in a second. Yeah, see, Simple Life there. Only wish I had sold NIO last February. Why didn't you sell it? You were at the top of the roller coaster. You were at the top of the roller coaster, it was rolling in the dough, and you were like, I think I'm going to get some more money out of this. Greed got you. That's what I'm going to guess. I don't know exactly, but that's my guess is you got caught up with greed thinking you were going to make which part. So Lori said, how do you know which is the start of the trade? Let me make sure that you know it's the start where they measure your height. Nice. Don't know. That's true. Yeah, appreciate you joining the channel, Simple Life. Appreciate everybody. I'm glad you know the community. We're constantly growing. We're constantly growing out things for the community. So hopefully everybody sticks around because we got things in the works. We got our own blockchain and our own coin in the works. A lot of different things going on. Yeah, so Simple Life, you're more swing trading. No, Simple Life, I use Thinkorswim scanners. I can create my own scanners. They're way better than FinViz. I mean, if you're not using Thinkorswim, FinViz is good for screening, but these scanners are in real time. So like over here on the side, like this all price Ripper scanner, any of these scanners I can load up and they're going to automatically do the scan. So like they have some presets like this top 10% NASDAQ gainer. This will change any of these scans. You can see they're changing. The price and stuff are changing. The tickers are moving up and down. So that's way better than FinViz from that aspect because you're getting real-time stock information on the stocks that you want to look at with these scanners. Way better. So Lori Lee, to answer your question, what do you do after the ride has ripped? So let's go back over into TCAT's coming back up. Just like I said with TCAT, or not with TCAT, that's not the one, it's BFRI. Yeah, like BFRI, the ride went up. We got on the ride, say here or maybe here, and it shoots up, and then we have another pullback. So we're waiting for confirmation of a support area. Your support area is going to be the area that you want to get on the ride at. So that's why I was saying if 875 can hold as the support, if the price does not go below 875 and it starts pushing above it, and we see a lot of buyers, coming in on the bids, holding it up, and it continues to hold up this 875, then we know that could be a good place to get in nice and safe. And then of course, like I said, you put on your brace. That's your stop loss. So you're getting in at support and putting your stop loss right below it. So not every single time that you buy at a support line is it going to hold, right? We don't know that for sure. So that's why you want to have that stop loss tight. So if that support line does crack, then you can be out of it with a small loss, because you're not going to win every time just because you're buying that support. That's why we use stop losses. But you want to wait like this on this 15-minute candle, right? You could have waited for this. You definitely would have waited for this candle to close. You wouldn't have got in on this candle because it hasn't confirmed anything yet. So that candle closes. We get another indecision red candle there. but this one closes and both of these closed above 875. So on this candle here, once it started to push up and show that it was holding, that was one, two, three, four candles in a row where we held support on the 15-minute. So you could have got in right above, I probably would have waited for it to break over the tops of these two bodies because those bodies are really close together. So I probably would wait till like 887, but you could have got in the ride somewhere right there and then rode it up to 929, and then you jump off when you see it start to come back down red. So this thing isn't breaking out yet. It's still in this consolidation triangle, but we know consolidation is where the moves come out of. It's at the end of consolidation that you see a breakout or a breakdown. So while we're just going sideways, we have no idea, whether this is going to go up or down. Could go either way. Now, because we do have the double confirmation of bullishness on the daily chart and on the 5-minute and 15-minute charts, really, we can see, we're still, even on the daily chart right now, even though the price is above where it started at on the day at $8, we look at the daily chart, we have all this support under us. So we know that we have not really started the ride yet on this, right? Because the last ride, you see there's support right across those lines. The last ride to the pop, or the last pop was right here, and we came back down, and if you look how many times we confirmed on the daily chart this uptrend. Like almost 7-8 days, maybe even 9 days if you want to count that candle. So you have plenty of time as to start getting in on this daily chart for that potential run up to the top of the mountain and get up. So now that this is ripped and it's come back down again, we just want to see that same thing. We want to see some confirmation that the ride is still going to be working, right? Because if it starts cracking below the downtrend, then the ride's not working. We don't want to be on a ride that only goes down. That's no fun. So ISIG did crack there. And you can see those little piranhas, as soon as the trend line cracks, those short piranhas are going to come in. But the idea is to look at multiple time frames. So you want to look at the daily chart because this is going to give you the most information. And the longer the time frame, the stronger the support and resistance, the stronger the indicators, the stronger the price action, the stronger the trends. So longer the time frame, stronger everything else. So a 5-minute chart, a 1-minute chart, looking at this, let's go back over here to this big chart. What was that? The ISIG I was looking at. Yeah, we'll just use ISIG, doesn't matter. So if I just pull up a 1-minute chart, this is all the information we have. We don't have a lot of information here. Like we do have some support right there, but that support was unable to hold. This previous resistance is trying to hold it now, but we don't know if that's going to hold or not. And if not, we do have some support, little congestion right through here that could hold up as some support. Multiple peaks hit there. These bottoms of these candles hit there, holding it as support. Again, resistance with a little support, resistance. So that should hold up as a strong support line because old support can become new resistance, and new resistance can become old support. Or old support, I'm sorry. Old support can become new resistance. Old resistance can become new support. Let me say that clearly. But anyway, to the main point I was making, this 1 minute chart is not telling us that much information. It's only giving us 2 days worth of information. So this is going to be a very weak time frame. So to show what I mean, you can really see it when you add on the EMAs. So I use the exponential EMAs. HH Trader argues with me about it because he used the simple EMAs. He thinks on the higher time frames, the simple EMA makes more sense. You know, it couldn't, it may not. I don't know. I've just always used the exponential, so that's just what I'm going to stick with till I see evidence of it really mattering. Because a lot of times these EMAs hold as resistance on here, where the SMAs, you won't be seeing that resistance. Okay, so this is the 1 minute chart. We can see, I'm going to go ahead and remove these lines too because I want to show this very clearly. You can see the 200 day on this 1 minute chart, especially if we look today, it's been way down here. So as soon as it came down to it, it cracked. Now, sometimes that'll hold up, but this 200 day on the 1 minute was not that strong. So let's go to a higher time frame. Bam, 5 minute time frame. Now look at there. We're not even close to the 200 day on the 5 minute time frame. We're actually testing the 50 day as support. It has dropped below it, so whether it'll hold up or not, we don't know. But it's trying to hold that area there. But we go into a 15 minute, and now we're getting more information back here. You can see the 200 is way down here. The 50 is way down here. And we're just kind of, and that 10 day also cracked. So we're just kind of in the middle of no man's land. So it looks good at the moment, or looks decent at the moment on the 1 minute and 5 minute. Like, oh, maybe this could get a bounce off of this support area from yesterday. But we start going up into higher time frames, it's going to start looking sketchier. If the price action overall is bearish. Now we're in the 1 hour. We can see very clearly that the 10 day is below the current price. 200 is where it's supposed to be. 50 days is where it's supposed to be. And the 10 day is holding up, and it's been holding up pretty tight on the price of this when it drops. So the 10 day has been holding that support. Now that is, we're having that dip on those shorter time frames, but this is starting to show as we're going up in time frames, instead of it being a downtrending play, it actually shows more information that we're uptrending, right? We can see that trend line right there. Let's go into a 4 hour. So there's your 4 hour, and it's 180 days, so we got half a year to look at. We can see this is really high up on the roller coaster, all of these prices, from where it was previously. But now the 200 day is way down here at 11, and the 200 day held very strong as support on this 4 hour chart through here. I mean, just look at how it held multiple, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. So that was a sign there that, hey, this may be the time to get on the roller coaster before it takes this big jump up. Of course, that would have been more of a swing trade, but when you're looking at a 4 hour chart, you're looking for swing trades usually. But even with day trading, you still want to look at this to see the overall picture. And then we go to the daily chart. We can see where ISIG is above all EMAs, very bullish, but it actually has gapped up way up here off of the 10-day moving average. So since we know by looking back at this whole entire daily chart, it likes to stay near the 10-day moving average. You can see multiple places where it's rode up the 10-day. Even when it's dipped, it stays right below the 10-day. And this is the first time where we've went bullish. And when it did have that big rip up, it pulled all the way back down to, guess what? The 10-day moving average. Had another pop up. Couldn't hold the 10-day moving average this time, but look where it fell. Right to the 50-day. And the 50-day held up 5 days in a row. So this was another safe area. Once you had that 4 days of confirmation that this could be a popper. You know, we could see this chart if we find ISG on the scanner in the morning and we look back at this chart before this red candle happened, we could be, okay, that might possibly have a nice rip today. And that's why I swung it from yesterday. We were way down here, and that 50-day moving average is right below us. And we confirmed it as support. So I was able to get, actually, no, it was the first pop happened yesterday. So I just got in when it started. We'll just ignore what I just said about how I got in this. Just keep focused what I'm talking about. But yeah, now that it's way up here, you know, I did go in on another position today, but I only went that 10 shares. But it was way off of the EMAs on the daily chart. So you're just using the time frames as an idea of when to get on the roller coaster, and if you have that extra confirmation of the roller coaster. See ISIG there cracking down some more. Not able to hold, but I had that stop loss in. So as soon as it started dipping, I was stopped out. Oh wait, do I have 10 shares left of this? Oh wait a minute. I do have 10 shares. Wait, what? Why do I have 10 shares left? What am I looking at here? 10 by 20. Oh, never mind. I don't have any shares left of this. I guess from where that first position was a swing trade, it's not showing today's position. Normally on the day it shows, you know, this would be 20 by 20, but that other one was a yesterday entry. Woo! All right, so let me get to these questions and see what else we got. Because One Life is lazy. That's why he doesn't do it. I've offered One Life multiple opportunities to come on the channel and be a bigger part of it. He just likes to come on and argue with me. I'm bullish on the crypto market, so of course I'm going to be bullish on the crypto stocks. My only problem is I'm bearish on the overall stock market. So a lot of the crypto stocks I think are down. If there's one that if it's not on your watch list, it needs to be on your watch list. Speaking of Mara and Riot. But BTCS, this company just uplisted to the NASDAQ back in August. This is a very low float crypto play. This is the purest crypto play on the stock market. If you don't know about BTCS, I have done multiple interviews with the CEO of BTCS. Those videos are on the channel. Let me go grab them real quick. And all they do is stake Ethereum. Well, let me be clear. They validate nodes. They're a validator. So they stake Ethereum, they stake Bitcoin, they stake, of course, you can't be a validator for Bitcoin, but there is ways to gain interest off of it. They stake Polkadot now, I think. They're looking into Cosmos, Avalanche, Solana, multiple different ones. So if you have a list for that, keep BTCS on that watch list, as well as Mara Riot and some of those other ones. Real quick though, let me grab you guys these videos with Charles Allen, CEO. Charles is an awesome CEO. He's a cool guy. Friend of the channel, been on here multiple times. I do not make any money off of these interviews with Charles Allen or anything. He's not paid me any money whatsoever for anything, just to be clear. So there's the link for that video. So it's hard to say, if the whole entire stock market drops, like I think it's going to, because of those same concerns you're talking about, inflation and everything else, all the other failed policies of these geniuses that are in power. I would rather be in the cryptos themselves than in a stock. Because basically Google, Facebook, Amazon, Microsoft, all these big boys here, if they drop hard, they're going to pull most of the market down more than likely. So if the market crashes, there is a possibility we see more commodity-based stocks and assets do go up. It is a possibility we could see those crypto stocks go up, just like we could see gold and silver stocks, miners and junior miners could go up if the market crashes and the dollar crashes. That is a possibility, but I really have no idea. The Federal Reserve has manipulated the dog tits off of this market, the U.S. stock market, this past 2 years. And it's like who knows what's going to happen. Eventually, like I've been saying for 2 years, their shenanigans are going to stop. They're not going to be able to keep up those shenanigans, and the market will crash at some point. So as far as like swing trading or long-term holding those, I'm not against it, but with the overall market crash, I'd rather be in the assets themselves. Because here's the thing. If you buy a stock, if the whole entire market crashes, right? The economy crashes, the US dollar's not worth anything. If you buy a stock in that company, if you need the money out of it, if you need the value of that stock to buy supplies or something, well, the only way you can get your money out of the stock is by putting it back into the US dollar. So you either, if that crash was to happen, you really can't, even if the stocks you were in do go up, say they're crypto and gold stocks, and you need that money, what are you going to do? Unless you can find somebody, outside of a brokerage who might want to buy your shares from you directly for some coin or gold or silver, I don't know. But more than likely, like, what are you going to do? So that's why I'm like, if that scenario happens, I don't want to be in the stock market at all. I would rather be in physical gold and silver, which I have a lot of physical gold and silver. Reach in there and see what we got there. Yeah, there we go. There's one. A little bit of, this is actually an interesting coin. I don't think I've showed you guys this coin yet. There's a reason why I got this coin. But I keep physical silver around and gold. I do not like I'm one of the very few people who like cryptos and gold and silver. I just don't like the stock market. At least not right now, but this is a 2020 Liberty dollar. I figured for the significance of 2020, I should just grab this because Liberty dollars do have collector's value above spot price. And, 2020 was quite a year, and it's got the even 2020. I suspect in another 10 years, this coin will have more value for collectors than it will. Well, it could have higher silver value too. Oh damn! I didn't put it back in the bag. Hold on a second here. I just threw it back in my little treasure chest like it was nothing. That's right. I have a treasure chest that I keep my silver and gold in because I'm a pirate. Arg, bitch. All right. Anyway, so it's the same thing. It's like, think of it this way: if everything goes to hell in a handbasket, does buying a gun stock, a stock that a company that makes guns, do you want to do that, or would you rather buy the guns themselves and the ammo, so if that situation does happen, you actually have the guns and ammo? That's what I'm saying. Like, there's like, if you don't have any food and we have that situation, what is being in a sugar commodity stock going to do for you? You're not going to be able to put it back in the US dollars and go buy sugar. You're better off having gold or silver or a gun, or there's options in that scenario, or cryptocurrency. If a cryptocurrency, which I don't think the cryptocurrency market should have anything to do with the stock market. For some reason, they're tied together a little bit. But yeah, so let me go. Let's see. Nice. BBJ saying check out Macy. What's going on with Macy? Oh yeah, Macy just having a nice rebound. It's been uptrending all year since COVID, basically. I mean, there's a lot of retail um, that you could have got into in the COVID dip for longer term holds or swing trades, but at this point, there's still a lot of media coverage of the new Omicron bug and all of that, and of course they're saying, I guarantee if I go to the SPY and start reading headlines, it's going to be what is it? What's the Stuart Little? No, it's not Stuart Little. The one that's always yelling, Chicken Little. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. A lot of that going on. So retail, even though there was some good pushes on retail after some of it rebounded, if they were to lock things down again, which I don't think they would, because that would be the nail in the coffin for the U.S. economy. Well, it'd be more than a nail in the coffin. It would be the chainsaw in the in the coffin going crazy. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a nice little rebound on Macy, but it did just start paying out dividends again, though. So, I mean, it depends. It depends on what your outlook is. If you think the market is going to continue to go up and rebound over the next year, then maybe you're bullish on this because it is an uptrend and the SPY is in an uptrend like it always is. So it could, if you long, you like a dividend stock, Macy's may be one to take a look at. But dividend stocks, if you're looking at it for the dividend, I don't like any companies like this, any retail companies. I just don't. I'm not going to put my money in any retail company. They're just too easy to go out of business. I mean, think about all the businesses that went out of business after the lockdowns. Yeah, Orlando's been on them long trade positions, doing well though. Yep, yep. Small share size. That's another. Yeah, thank you guys. I didn't think about mentioning share size. If you're taking a huge share size and you don't know what you're doing, you're risking quite a bit. So, even me, I'll still take small share size on something very small if I think that it has potential to keep ripping. So like 5 shares on Mbot, that's nothing. But if Mbot happens to go to $15 next week or something like that, that would be a $7 rip. 7 times 5, that's 35. Same thing with like ISIG, where I only swung 10 shares of this, but I was able to get about 80 something out of profit on it. Of course, I gave some back on that dip, but yeah, oh yeah. Um, I know, don't know. You keep talking about Matic. It is bullish. I mean, Matic is underperformed in my opinion for blockchain coins, and I think it's about to have its time to shine here soon because Matic's been doing a lot. Matic's chain has got a lot going on. Um, yeah, see, if you're an emotional trader, you definitely want to be using stop losses and have your trading plan, Michelle. That's going to help with the emotions if you have a trading plan that you can sit and focus on. Simple life, you agree. Person who's sitting on the sidelines, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't think 5 to 10% pullback is enough on the market, but I could be wrong. Who knows? Possible idea there from One Life. Watch all the stocks that took a huge hit. Thank you, Lloyd, for my treasure box. Uh, or for the comment about my treasure box. Hey, who said I don't have any buried in the yard? One Life. I didn't say that. I just said I keep some. I keep some in my little treasure chest. Oof. Yeah, simple life. You learn the hard way on GME. Yeah, Orlando, you've been. That's what I've been saying. A lot of your calls for your swing trades, I've been keeping an eye on. What do you mean? What companies went out of business? One Life. Where have you been? Have you not? What do you mean? Like, what are you actually talking about? Are you really asking? Was there there's any businesses that you think that no businesses went out of business during the lockdowns? Bro, I don't know what reality you're in, but you are definitely not in the reality. Simple Life, you think we might see a nice drop in 2022? I'm with you there. AMC got you as well, Michelle. Macy's online sales are actually booming. Yeah, well, they're booming because it was Christmas. All the retail is going to have a pop during Christmas because that's the time that retail really shines. So they're going to, more than likely, most of those stores like that will have that Christmas pop. But that's what I'm saying. It all depends, man. I don't know. I don't know. I've been saying the SPY should or the overall stock market should drop for 2 years, that it's way overvalued, and the Feds kept putting money in it. Now they're supposed to be starting tapering, but this does not look. It's weird. It looks like maybe they're tapering. This is where we're seeing these big pullbacks, but then they're still pumping in some money into the stock market, because tapering doesn't mean they're going to stop pumping money in. It means that they're going to slowly stop. So that's what I think all this price action means here lately, with these big drops and this big volatility. We're getting the Fed's tapering while they're still pumping the money in. So they'll have a couple of taper days where they don't pump money, and then of course the market drops, and then as soon as they see it start dropping, they're like, nope, 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 nope. Pump that money, get it in there. So how long can they continue to do that is the question. And as the longer they do that, the longer they pump money and they print money, the more likely we're going to have a currency crash. Both one life. If you don't think any companies. Oh yeah, after hours trading and pre-market trading, I don't do those just simply because a lot of times the volume is not there and not predictable. I like I said, I like to, if I'm trading stocks, I like to be in here around 9 Central to about this time here, because about this time is when lunch is coming around for Wall Street traders, all the institutions that go on lunch break. So you usually see a lot of dips around this time in the market anyway. Yeah, I'm not even gonna have an argument one life over businesses closing. It's really, if I was a if it's kind of messed up, man. It's really kind of messed up that you're taking that position on this, that no businesses closed, whether they're publicly or privately traded. If the Here's the thing, just because a bunch of companies in America are not on the stock market doesn't mean that if they all go out of business, the stock market will be fine and dandy. Like 45%, I think, of business revenue is from smaller businesses that are not on the stock market. So if half the country's small businesses go out of business, then guess what you have? You have all the big companies that are left that have no more competition, and they're going to become monopolies. And when all the big companies, which they pretty much are at this point, Microsoft, Google, Facebook, Amazon, all of that, once they become monopolies, then you have no other small businesses that compete. Your prices are not going to go down. Your prices, because if they're the only people in business, they can charge whatever they want to. So when that happens, the price of goods goes up across the board. And the price of wages could go down, because if they're the only employer in that sector, well, then they can give whatever they want for payment, because there's no competition of labor either. So this is not even a discussion or a debate. Businesses went out of business. There's no question about that. Like, it's not speculation whether you want to specifically talk about Sears or whatever businesses you want to specifically talk about. Doesn't matter where they are. Businesses going out of business is never a good thing for anything, especially when the government forces those businesses to stop making money and close down and go out of business. That is creating monopolies, which is not good. So I don't know where your head's at right now, but you might want to lay off that happy grass for a minute. Beautiful. Yeah, exactly, Lauren. Nice job, guys. Hitting those like buttons and all of that. Why does it matter which one specifically, though, One Life? Like your question was pointed on purpose to try to make a point. You didn't just ask a question of which businesses closed. You made it sound like no businesses closed or that it would not have any effect. So don't try to worm out of it now. Just calm down. All right. I believe I'm going to call it a day since we got no more questions at the moment. It is time for lunch. I am starving. SOPA getting all the way back down to 13. ISG still trying to hold a support area, but volume has died off quite a bit. So if we don't have people buying it, doesn't really matter if it's holding a support area until we start to see buying volume come back in. TCAT, see, still getting held up at that 50-day moving average on the daily chart, like I was talking about earlier. That's why I did not want to trade it. It was looking real good on that short time frame, but when I looked at the long time frame, you see where that 50-day is just getting smashed right there. BFRI did break up out of its little wedge, so it's slowly climbing today, but could be one to keep an eye on for tomorrow, maybe the rest of the day. Possible swing entry if it can hold up the support line. EFIO, that just went to hell. It had volume to start out the day, but you can see, I'm on the 1 minute. When did I get on the 1 minute again? There we go. You can see where it cracked, and then all the volume's pretty much dying off. I still like EFIO as a swing because of this daily chart. So I am going to hold it probably for the rest of the day to see what it does. But if it drops under 4, I'm not going to hold it. Oh, no, I already got out of it. That's right. I cut my loss. Never mind. I'm already out of it. But I still think this is a possible play later on. Either tomorrow or next week. And then MBOT. Can't even see where the hell is MBOT at. There it is. So MBOT still consolidating sideways. No clear direction there yet. And then FAMI, Lauren was talking about. See, this one's way, way, way down here. This is one, I mean, it is super cheap. Almost at lows a year, but I just don't like anything under $1. They tend to act weird. See, we got some top 10 NASDAQ gainer list. We've got TCAT's the top gainer. That CPOP is still uptrending, but way below the 200 days, so keep that in mind. All right. All right, Lori. We'll see you later. Have a good day. You just bought 5K shares at PTPI at 350 for a swing. Boy, I think let's look at it. Yeah, it does have, yeah. I mean, I can see why you did that. It's been riding up this 10-day very nicely. Coming right off of that. Now, but if it doesn't hold 350, it could drop all the way down to 286. So, but you know what you're doing with life. I probably wouldn't take that trade, but it could very easily work out, because all you're looking for is just one of these gap up and pop ups, a little quick gap and go. You can lock that profit in. All right, so today was much better trading out of myself, I believe. So I took 53-cent loss on MBOT. Oh no, I'm swinging that one. Still in at the 5 shares. Never mind. EFOI lost 285 on. SOPA making 554. So that's about $2 there. And then the 72 win total on ISIG. So up about 75 in the green today. Not a great day, but in this volatile market, I will take it. And we'll see if VZI looks like it's going to try to rebound or not. See, it is holding that support so far, but if it comes back down and tests again, that one may drop. So I may have to get out of that one today. We'll see. But all right, guys. Appreciate everybody joining me as always. We will be back tomorrow for some more live stream stock trading. And of course, I'll be back a little bit 4 p.m. Central on Framework Fortune Crypto. Words, work. Thank you. Framework Fortune Crypto, 4 p.m. Central for the live crypto update. We'll see what's going on with this market because I know we've had some pullbacks. We were looking really good and then getting some red across there. So we'll check it out then, see what is happening. And if you haven't yet, check out frameworkfortune.com. Free signups with email. No paywalls. Tons of content. All right, guys. Appreciate it. I think I already said it. Did I already say my outro before? Whatever. You guys have a great rest of your day. If I see you during the crypto stream, I see you then. If not, I'll see you tomorrow back here. Same time. Until next time.